Hey guys, so today I'm here and I'm just kind of chilling out today because I'm not feeling the greatest, so thought why not make bracelets for my new website. So I'm doing that, and when the website comes out I'll also give you a link to that, but I'm just going to start with the bracelet and instructions and stuff. Alright, so I call this like a modern wave bracelet. I don't know what you guys call it. It's kind of like a twisty thing. It's like that. I really like it though, that's why I'm putting it on the website. And the colors that I have I'm going to use for the description. So for me, yellow is the background, dark green is kind of like the outer layer of the twist, light green is the inner layer of one of the twists, and then dark pink is an outer layer of one of the twists, and light pink is the inner layer of one of the twists. Okay? So I'm talking about like the setup, that way you know what I'm kind of talking about. You can also switch it so that the lighter color is the outer layer and the darker color is the inner layer. I just did it like this. I don't know, I like it this way. So this is a 1-2-1-2 pattern. So on the even rows, we're going to take out the first and the last string like so, and we're not going to use them. Okay? I'll also be in the description bar below because I always put the written instructions unless you guys, like in case you guys don't want to follow along, okay? You'll need 5 colors. You're going to need, I just showed you like what the colors you're going to need. You're going to need, so 5 background, in the outer layer of one of them, an outer layer of another one, and then 2 inner layers for, you know what I mean. So, when you're cutting them, for your background color, you're going to need 3 60 to 65 inch strands, which you're going to fold in half, so that instead of 3, you're going to have 6. And then for the outer layer colors, which are my darker colors, could be your lighter colors, I don't know. You're going to need 1 60 to 65 inch strand, which you're also going to fold in half, so instead of 1 you're going to have 2. And then for the lighter inner colors, you're just going to need 1 30 to 35 inch strand for each of those. And you're not going to fold those in half, those are just going to stay the way they are, so you're just going to only have 1 for each of the inner colors. Okay? Set up. Alright, so you're going to set them up. You're going to do, for me, in order to follow along with what I have dark green and yellow, which is one of my outer layers and my background color. Light green and yellow, which is one of my inner colors in the background color. Dark green and yellow again, which you already know about those. Then I'm going to do yellow and dark pink, which is my background color and one of my inner colors, one of my outer colors for my twists. Then yellow and light pink, which is an inner color for one of my twists or the wigs. And then my background color and dark pink again. Okay? So you're going to have 12 strings total. And if you don't have 12 strings, then you might want to look back and rewind and see what you might have done wrong. Okay? There's 14 steps to this, so this video will be in parts. I'm sorry for that. That's why I put the written instructions to make it easier on you. Don't like tutorial videos that are in parts, but can only be 15 minutes long, so I'm trying to make this as quick as possible. Alright, row 1. You're going to start it off with 3 forward knots. If you do not know the basic knots, you should really check out my knot tutorial video for all that information, or else you will be really stuck on here and you will have no idea what to do. Okay? So right now, I'm kind of making the beginning part for one of my waves. Yeah. So, get that kind of basis down there. Sorry if my voice sounds weird, I'm getting a cold. I think it kind of sounds funny. Okay, when you're done with those should have all been colors too. There shouldn't have been any yellow or your background color in there. Okay. You're gonna do your 3 backward knots. 1, just so you know, I don't think a cardboard loom, I mean it could come in handy in this, but I don't have one, I'm fine. So just so you know. And the last one. Okay, row 2, it's an even row. So we're taking our first and our last strings out, and in this case they're both going to be background colors, okay? Row 2, we're going to do 2 forward knots. This is a pretty simple pattern, it's just the amount of time it takes. It looks a lot harder than it actually is, which is actually pretty rare. You never usually see that. Okay, so another forward knot. I know this is backwards, I'm sorry about that, but there's really nothing else I can do because from the side I think is even harder. Next you're going to do 3 backward knots. So we're starting to kind of overlap the pink and the green here. And then one more. Alright. Row 3. Ooh, I'm sorry. Row 3. Doing 2 forward knots and 4 backward knots. So we're starting with 2 forward knots. Just so you know, I also have another channel, it's Smart and Small, where I make music videos. So could you go subscribe to that as much as you should subscribe to this channel as well. That'd be great. So you can see all my cool bracelet designs and notifications and stuff. Where you can make awesome bracelets all the time because I'm making them all the time. And then you're going to do 4 backward knots. Yeah, if you've seen any of my other videos, you know I'm not the fastest knot tier, so patience is key. Precision, or else your pattern comes out looking really weird. Kinda like my phone. It's better than me losing it though, I think. And last one. Alright. Row 4. Just 10 more steps, you guys. So when you think about it that way, you're just like, wow, this bracelet does not take loads of time. Alright. Row 4. You're doing a forward knot to start it out. So take the first 2 strings. Well, not your first 2, because the first and last are being left out. Oops, sorry. Just trying to get that so you guys can see it. Alright, and then you're doing 4 backward knots. Sorry I'm not as entertaining as I usually am. The energy level's kind of low today. But it was fruits, I guess. Oof. How about you give me string? Okay. Backward. Oof. Yeah, this is why I put the right directions low, because usually watching videos for like half an hour takes up a lot of your day. So I showed to you if you're more of a visual learner, but if you like to just look at directions and you can get it right away, go right ahead and fine with that. Alright, now we're on to row 5, so we got those 2 strings down, and we're doing a forward knot to start it out. This one. And now we're doing 3 backward knots. What's a backward knot? This pattern uses every knot except for forward backward knots, just so you know. So if you do not know all the basic knots, I already told you, but I'm going to tell you again. Check out my knot tutorial video. Okay, straight, continue. Alright, sorry, switching positions again. Kind of warm in here, even with the fan on, so. Alright, now we're doing another forward knot. So you can get the green to kind of go underneath pink or whatever colors you're doing. When you're doing this, I highly recommend that you choose colors that are like close to the same for like the inside. But if you kind of like have it a different color on the inside, I mean that's always cool too. Now we're gonna end with a backward knot. Okay, row 6. Take out the first mesh strings because it is even, and I'll be marking them with an asterisk in the written directions, just so you know. So that way it's not very hard to mess up. Okay, now we're doing 3 backward knots for row 6. 3 backward knots. Feedback is always wanted. I always like to have feedback. So do one of those little reaction things, or write in the comments below things I could do better, things that you like about this. Just makes it a whole lot easier to kind of sculpt this little program for you. So I'm making you all confused whenever you watch it. Okay, and then we're going to do 2 forward knots. Sorry about that. I'm trying not to make my clipboard move, but it just wants to, I guess. Kind of annoying me. Alright. Row 7, halfway there, you guys. Halfway there. And that was horrible, but whatever. I'm going to do 3 backward forward knots to start it out. Backward, forward. Again, I already said this, saying it again. If you don't know what these are, please check out the knot tutorial video. Or else it'll get you all confused and you'll be like, I can't do it. But yeah, I mean, check it out. You know what I mean, Jardine? Just, these backward forward knots just help to keep the strings in good place so that they aren't moving everywhere. Kind of helpful for many patterns. Now we're doing 3 forward backward knots after those. So basically we're using all the color, no background this time. I mean, the background shows a little bit in the pattern, but it's not huge. So it's not like you have to freak out about choosing a background color. I just kind of like this yellow in the back. Okay, row 8.